where I remember watching this too and starting it out and thinking, now what I want to think if I can, or what I want to concentrate on is why were all these little fights somewhere else?
Yes.
Like what are they just picking on them or something like
Yeah.
that during this
Because
time?
we get the Liu Kang fight, and
Yeah,
it's like a sanctioned event with Shang
right.
Tsung overwatching. That's another thing they do such a good job of in this movie is recreating the worlds in which you fight,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like the hanging chains and stuff like that.
yeah,
There's no reason in Street Fighter that we shouldn't have had more visual references to the video game fighting world. I know we had a few, but it hit me over the head with that shit.
right, right. Yeah, easily. Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to see a fight. I would have loved to see more of like especially like a fight on the pit bridge, like a high pit bridge like that.
Yeah.
That would have been fun, and into the spikes or something, which we
Mm-hmm.
kind of get, with Shang Tsung.
Yeah, we
but
kind of get it.
yeah. But other than that, yeah, I mean, a great job with locations and stuff like that. It was just beautiful. Yeah,
My second favorite fight scene is the dining hall fight.
with all three of them,
Yes.
with, Sonya and Johnny Cage and Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they all come across like even that's I think it's Bridget Wilson's best fight scene. I think some of her Kano stuff is just a little clumsy, but I think everyone looks like a true badass in that dining room fight scene. It's our first taste of them as fighters too,
right.
real fighters, you know. So I always that dining room scene always stuck out to me. This let's go ahead then because we're covering two movies. Let's go ahead and jump to the boss fight.
Boss fight.
Shang Tsung has killed Liu Kang's brother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why it happened. If we're to understand that every generation there's a fight that takes place, a combat tournament, why was Shang Tsung at the temple?
Well, I think wasn't he killing his brother because his brother had entered into the tournament and he killed his brother in the tournament?
But they make that seem like so you're under that. Then we are to assume that the tournament is going on. Liu Kang is a late entrant to the tournament.
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Think so, yeah.
So the tournament has started, and Liu Kang just was like, "Nah, it's not for me." But his brother was like, "No, I got this.
Right.
I'm gonna do it for Liu."
I think the Mortal Kombat tournament allows late entries. I think
Yeah,
it's,
sure.
It's like a 2.5 week event.
Yeah, it's the All Valley tournament, but
Right.
it's for the fate of the world.
Right, right.
Yeah, you can just sign up. You don't have to hold any type of belt or rank. It does seem to be invite only, though.
Yeah. So I guess that I mean that's what I thought. I mean other than that, I'm unclear as to why that happened. I'm sure we missed something or probably did as far as what makes it clear why he kills him. All I know is that Liu Kang gets a Western telegram that his brother's dead. That's horrible.
It costs it's money per word, man. You can't just you can't mince words in that.
Yeah.
Brother dead, come home.
Come home.
And as he's living in his dope ass apartment.
Right, man, yeah.
And wherever he lives, it's under green light.
Yeah.
Which is also very strange.
He just lives under a Surge billboard, and that's it.
Yeah, so he goes to fight Shang Tsung, and there's a few almost fights with Shang Tsung. Once again, Cary Tagawa kills it in this movie. He's always coming up after people are dead or beaten. He never really goes one-on-one with someone and challenges himself. He kidnaps. He puts women in harm's way. He fights children, and now he has to fight one-on-one with a capable fighter. And they do a great job in this fight. It's well choreographed. It moves well. It goes all over the scene, and we get kind of a fatality in probably the closest to a real fatality we can get, I guess.
Yeah, and like you said, the fighting is great. I mean, once the music kicks in and it's them just fighting there, and you get a 360 aerial cam of it,
yeah,
and stuff like that, and it panning in, and then zooming out, so where you get a wide shot of it too. It's so much fun, man. And
Yeah.
then you get kind of Liu Kang's, he was the easiest fatality to do in Mortal Kombat. All you got to do is just a 360 with the stick, and that was it.
Yep.
And
Uppercut.
You get that kind of like a cartwheel kick into the uppercut and then killing him. But yeah, it was into the pit, and it's fun. You get that fireball too, where he has harnessed this power and knocks him off the bridge and knocks him off the landing or whatever. So
we get and then we get all of the souls escaping that he's captured.
Right.
All of the fighters. And we get a very cheesy, like, maybe it wasn't, maybe I didn't think it was cheesy for the time, but I watched it and sort of just chuckled at, like, the brother being like, "Hi, Lou." It's like, it's me, I did it.
It was kind of like Street Fighter at the end when, what's her name, appears with the stars around her and stuff like that.
Yeah, Double Dragon.
Double Dragon, excuse me, yeah.
Yeah, they're all sort of running together.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I've never watched, but it just now occurred to me, is there a stinger at the end of this movie or anything like that?
I mean, not a stinger, but there's the ending where, Shao Kahn appears at the very end. But other than that, no, not that I remember.
Well, it's good that you bring that up.
Yeah.
Because out with the good and in with what may be the worst movie I've ever seen. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I saw it in theaters and remember hating it then. I rewatched it recently with my sister, and I hate it even more.
I didn't even want to do work on this movie.
I had no urge to research.
Right.
It's a bad script when only two people choose to come back.
Yeah.
And no one's huge stars, right? Like Bridget Wilson, maybe you can argue became one of the bigger stars of the group, but otherwise, what the hell is Lyndon Ashby doing that he couldn't do this movie? I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, go. I was just gonna make a joke, but it didn't. Time's passed.
So you have Mortal Kombat, $18 million budget, makes over $120 million. $100 million profit. You want to say, hell yeah, let's up the ante on this shit, and let's give it a $30 million budget.
Oof, what could go wrong here, man? We got more.
Where the hell did that money go?
I don't know, because it looked like a $2 million budget. It looked
terrible.
It looked like high school play, and Megan was watching it with me too, and she said that, it looks like high school play scenery that's going on with.
It looks like the special effects look like when a really special effects heavy movie releases early cuts, or you go back and see unrendered early cuts of a special effects scene, and you're like, oh, I see what they're doing, and eventually they add the detail, the shadowing, and all that stuff. I mean, to have it look that bad, and then have the final fight depend upon how well the CGI looks.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
the fight, and I guess we'll get it. I think we're just going to be all over the place with Annihilation.
Let's be all over the back with Annihilation. Let's not stick to any format. Let's just talk about Annihilation.
Because that last scene with the animality, or Nightwolf, lets Liu Kang know about the animality beforehand. And which is just a big shoehorn, go see Nightwolf, and then it's just a little fight there, which I love having Nightwolf in it.
Oh, but, gosh, yes.
But, with that Shao Kahn turning into this serpent, this three-headed serpent, and Liu Kang's that serpent and dragon, it looked like something out of the Lawnmower Man that he would see in his video game. That's what it reminds me of.
You know what? We're starting pretty harsh on this movie, so I want to go over what I think this movie does well. And it's one thing. What I think this movie does well is, I think it starts exactly where the other movie left off. And that's it. I love when movies do that. I love when sequels do that. But that's because almost immediately, my favorite character is killed.
Yeah.
The only, charming leading man style character, and one of the more traditional staples of the game is killed.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being so disappointed when that happened in the movie. I didn't even realize it was a different actor as a kid.
Yeah.
So good job on their end. But man, was I disappointed when Shao Kahn just breaks Johnny Cage's neck.
It's sad, man. I mean, I agree with you as far as how, like, it picking up after the other one leaves off. I love it when it does that, like Karate Kid or Karate Kid 2 and anything like that. But yeah, I would say, like, my favorite thing about it, and I remember thinking this when I saw it too, I guess the one thing that I loved is they tried to add more characters, which they added a lot of. You got to see lot of different ones. Not everybody had a fight. Instead, like Rain, he just fucks up as far as killing somebody, and he just says, well,
"What a dumbass!" Yeah, it's pretty much his whole storyline.
But I mean, you get Cyrax, you get Smoke, or is that Smoke or Noob Saibot? I forgot. That's Smoke.
It's Smoke. Yeah, Noob Saibot you do get to see, but it's only briefly. And
right.
Yeah. Which I didn't realize Noob Saibot was a play on one of the creators' names.
Yeah. Both of them, Boone Tobias, backwards. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Ed Boone, Brandon Tobias. Yeah, or not Brandon Tobias. I forgot his first name. But
yeah. So I remember that as a kid, at least in the trailer, being very excited that Cyrax was in the game, that they're going to do Smoke. Like, hell yeah, let's do this. Let's get these crazy characters that Mortal Kombat's just thrown into these games. And apparently this movie loosely follows Mortal Kombat 3's storyline. Is that right?
I guess so, yeah, in a way. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely 3 with Shao Kahn and everything. Well, 2 has Shao Kahn as well. But, yeah. I would say parts of 2 and 3.
It's tough for me to say, because we talk about on this movie, and there's the wonderful sort of OG God podcast of how did this get made, and we never really asked that question. We were like, of course these movies get made. We love these movies.
Right.
This is the only one I think will ever go against that, because this is unwatchable.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know, like it is unwatchable. But it's almost a necessity, right? It's almost like it had to. This movie had to have been made. If let's just say that Mortal Kombat 1 with the success that it had, let's say a part 2 came around and was even partially as successful as part 1. Maybe we get a part 3, maybe we don't, but then maybe the noise stops right there too.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just over with, and nobody wants another Mortal Kombat to go forward or something like that. And the buzz dies down, and then we're not where we're at today. We're not with the short film that came about, 10 years ago. That was unbelievable. But stuff like that.
And why? I don't know, like. Why is this the script you pick? Are you under some type of time crunch that we couldn't find in our research? Like, you couldn't be like, no, let's not go with this script. Let's wait a year. Like, I mean, I know you're trying to make money, but so this it made profit. It grossed $51 million, but it wasn't like people were rushing back to see it or telling their friends, you got to go see this movie.
Right.
So it made $21 million, and then immediately the third installment was canceled.
Yeah.
I can't say enough bad things about this movie, but let's just talk about a little bit of the plot. The evil Outworld Emperor Shao Kahn opens a portal to Earthrealm and has resurrected his queen Sindel. Princess Katana's long-deceased mother to facilitate his invasion. Earthrealm is to be absorbed into Outworld within 6 days, a fate which reigning Mortal Kombat champion Liu Kang and his allies must prevent. That's pretty much how it goes. And Shao Kahn just is like, fuck the rules, we're going. Everything that was set up in the first movie has no... Like, the entire first movie didn't matter. Shao Kahn could have just rolled up like, it's over.
Right.
One thing I do like about this movie that, although I don't like his performance, is James Remar as Raiden.
Yeah.
I always enjoy his work. He plays the tailor on Black Lightning. He's done a bunch of other stuff, but he's Man, when
he acts good, they just gave him some bad